At first glance, it seems harmless, a sigh, a look. A quiet accusation that makes you question yourself. You didn't raise your voice, you didn't accuse. You simply pointed out a boundary that was crossed. But somehow, the moment you speak up, you become the problem. That, in its most insidious form, is manipulation. It's the kind that doesn't need to scream to be violent. The kind that hides behind "I was just joking," or "you're too sensitive," or "can't you just let it go?" It's not always what's said, it's what's implied. A shift of blame so subtle, it makes you doubt the truth of what you lived. Manipulation often works like a mirror, but a broken one. You look into it, trying to understand what went wrong, only to see a warped reflection of yourself. You don't recognize your own face, you see guilt, overreaction, blame. Why? Because the manipulator has made your reaction the focal point, not their behavior. Let's break that down. They say something disrespectful. You respond, upset, confused, hurt. Suddenly, the conversation becomes about how you're reacting, not about what triggered it. You try to explain, but end up justifying. You try to stay calm, but you're told you're cold. You raise your voice, and now you're crazy. In short, you're no longer allowed to have a normal emotional response unless it keeps them comfortable. Manipulation isn't about misunderstanding, it's about control. More specifically, it's about controlling the narrative. The manipulator doesn't need to dominate your body, they just need to reshape your perception. If they can make you second-guess what happened, they've already won. This is why emotional manipulation often shows up in relationships where the stakes are high. Romantic partners, parents, friends, bosses. Because the closer the connection, the more room for emotional leverage. They need to be right, they need to be seen as good. So when they hurt you, and they will, they can't bear to look at what they've done. Instead, they flip it. They make your pain a reflection of your instability. They make your hurt a symptom of your unworthiness. And the scariest part, sometimes it works. Recognizing manipulation starts with language. Here are some of the most common phrases and what they're really doing. "You're overreacting" gives "I don't want to deal with how my actions affected you." "I never said that" gives "let's rewrite reality" to make you question your memory. "Why can't you let go of the past" gives "I don't want to be accountable for what I did." "You always make it about you" gives "your feelings are inconvenient to me." "I guess I'm just the worst person in the world" then gives "let me become the victim so you'll stop confronting me." This isn't about one-off comments in heated moments. We all say things we regret. This is about patterns, repeated behavior that undermines your reality. If you've ever found yourself trapped in a cycle of manipulation, you know this truth. It doesn't start toxic, it starts with charm, with connection. With emotional intensity that makes you feel seen, understood, even chosen. But over time, the cost of that closeness increases. You begin to censor yourself, you second-guess your instincts. You keep the peace, not because things are peaceful, but because you're exhausted. And exhaustion is the manipulator's best friend. Because when you're too tired to fight, to explain, to confront, you stay. You tell yourself, maybe it's not that bad. They had a rough childhood. If I just say it differently next time. The longer you stay in a manipulative dynamic, the more your sense of identity erodes. You start to ask, am I too sensitive? Maybe I expect too much from people. What if no one else would love me either? This is by design. Manipulators don't just confuse your mind, they confuse your worth. They want you emotionally dependent, constantly seeking their approval. They want you to need them to feel stable. Because if you believe you can't stand on your own, you'll never walk away. And so you adapt, you become quieter, you excuse more. You take responsibility for things that were never yours to carry. This is survival, but it comes at a price. Your self-respect. Healing begins with clarity. Not justification, not forgiveness, not even confrontation. Just seeing the pattern for what it is. This isn't just a rough patch, it's not passion. It's not you being too much, it's manipulation. And when you name it, you take back something powerful, your truth. Start trusting your gut again. If something feels off, even if you can't explain it, it probably is. Write it down, Keep a journal of what's said and how it makes you feel. Manipulators distort reality. Your own record helps you stay grounded in facts. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe a justification for your boundaries, your values, or your feelings. Build outside perspective. Talk to someone you trust, a therapist, a friend. Gaslighting loses power when your world gets bigger. Decide what you want, not what they need. Your choices don't need their validation. Not everyone can walk away overnight. There are kids, finances, dependencies, fear. That's okay. Leaving isn't always the first step, but clarity always is. The moment you stop internalizing their blame, you begin to reclaim your power, and whether you stay, distance, or leave, you do it from a place of self-trust, not self-doubt. Healing from manipulation isn't just about breaking a relationship. It's about rewriting your relationship to yourself. It's about unlearning the idea that love means sacrifice, that being good means being quiet, that your feelings are a burden. It's about remembering that you were never too much. You were just in a space that made you feel small. And now, you're stepping out of the fog. You're learning that peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the presence of self-respect. You're discovering that your voice matters, even if it shakes. That your boundaries are valid, even if they upset people. That your worth isn't up for debate. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will like the new version of you. But you don't need everyone, you need you. The real you, the one who stopped apologizing for feeling. The one who realized that manipulation is not love, and never was. And the one who finally, courageously, chose truth over peace. Thank you for watching Inside Psychology. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe and come deeper with us.